Welcome back. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We also urge you to interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked governors of the 36 states of the Federation and other members of the National Economic Council to come up with recommendations required for the country's economic development. Declaring the retreat open, President Buhari listed 4 key sectors of the economy, including agriculture, manufacturing, housing, and power, and some of the areas that will require urgent action. He said his administration must provide Nigerians with not less than 10,000 megawatts of power before the end of his administration. Our correspondent Chukwumande Kusi reports.
The 36 state governors constitute membership of the National Economic Council, and they take the front seat in the banquet hall for the 2-day retreat. They did not come alone, as all their commissioners of finance are also part of the retreat with the theme Nigerian States, Multiple Centers of Prosperity. The president would want a retreat in all the sectors of the economy, but for now he throws 4 major areas to the National Economic Council meeting. They include agriculture.
From my information, the issues worrying the public today are rising food prices, such as maize, corn, rice, and gari. Lack of visible impact of government presence on agriculture.
Manufacturing.
It grieves me that so many manufacturing industry in the country today are groaning and frustrated because of lack of foreign exchange to import raw materials and spare parts.
And housing.
The most frequent public concerns brought to my attention are 3-pronged. 1, severe shortage of housing. 2, high rents. And 3, unaffordable prices for prospective buyers, especially middle and low-income earners.
On power, the president decries the epileptic power situation in the country despite the privatization program. He sets a new target.
It's no longer a laughing matter. We must, and by the grace of God, we will put things right. In the 3 years left for this administration, we have given ourselves the target of 10,000 megawatts distributable power. In 2016 alone, we intend to add 2,000 megawatts to the national grid.
He is joined by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, who is the chairman of the council. He comes with so many questions which he believes the retreat will answer.
How do we ensure self-sustenance in rice, oil palm, or wheat, which are significant drains on our foreign reserves? How can the state maximize the export potential in agriculture and solid minerals? How about tax revenues? What are the best practices in efficient collection of taxes? How about reducing the cost of governance? What are the best policies?
The chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum recognizes the fact that Nigerians need to lead a better life. He decries the yawning gap between the Nigerian people and the government and the need to close the gap.
As state governors, we are committed to closing the fiscal gap by raising our internal generated revenue in agriculture and solid mineral.
It's not the first time Nigerians are experiencing retreat of this nature, but this one is said to be necessitated by the general slowdown in the economy. As they enter the closed-door session, Nigerians are, however, optimistic that they will come up with fruitful deliberations and, of course, implementation of decisions reached. Chukwuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
As the rainy season sets in, the Borno State government is constructing roads and drainages in flood-prone areas within the capital city to solve the problem of flood. Governor Kashim Shettima says 36 kilometers of roads and 70 kilometers of drainages will be covered in the first phase of the project.
Some residents of Maiduguri have been confronted with flooding issues each season, with many socked from their homes for weeks until the water recedes. Lack of proper drainage system and access road is responsible for the plight of the residents. This year's rainy season, residents of Bulunkutu area and Aguilari Cross have no worries with an end in sight to their problems of many years.
Before now, our community has always been waterlogged. We couldn't move. Even vehicles couldn't access this place. When it rains, we always suffer. We thank our governor for the access roads, but each time it rains, the water flows back and fills everywhere. We want the drainage channels from across our area opened into the waterway of Gadabu so that our flooding problems would end.
Bulunkutu is home to more than 1,000 families yearly dislodged by flood. According to Governor Kashim Shettima, the plan is to construct drainages across flood-prone areas in the capital city before the rainy season sets in.
36 kilometers of roads and 76 kilometers of drainages. It's a massive job. It requires an outfall at the Bulunkutu end. And our target is to accomplish the first phase, the Bulunkutu frontage, so that our people do not need to migrate to other parts of the town during the rainy season. That's our target.
Contractors of projects have assured residents that flooding waters would be redirected to the appropriate waterways as a permanent solution to the plight of dwellers.
Immediately after this asphalt laying, we are closing with the recess that's some river bank space that is connecting to the outfall. That from that recess, the water will connect to the river bank, that the outside Maiduguri.
The Bulunkutu Road and Drainage Project have also provided jobs for some residents who work as laborers on the site. In the meantime, there is a need for enlightenment and awareness among residents to desist from filling drainage channels with refuse in order to permanently solve the problem of flooding in the communities.
And to minimize the rate of accidents on roads across Anambra State, the governor, Willie Obiano, has cautioned cyclists against reckless riding. Governor Obiano said this after he rescued 2 victims of commercial motorcycles accident along the Enuguku road while on his way to a function. According to eyewitnesses, the crash was as a result of overspeeding.
That's happened. You can see these guys don't have crash helmet on, and apparently speed was part of the process in a very busy road like this. So it's a kind of warning to every Okada people to be more cautious, particularly when they carry passengers. They must wear crash helmets and they must not speed. That's part of the problem that has happened now.
The Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, has urged Nigerian universities to invest more in vocational and skill acquisition programs that will produce self-reliant graduates. Governor Okorocha, who was speaking at the 7th convocation of the State University of Owerri, said his administration remains committed to providing free education to citizens.
Yes. The difference between America and Nigeria is the quality of their human capital. And universities are the only institution responsible for promoting or bringing out the best in every human being through human capital. If our human capital is properly developed, we shall see the same song of progress like America. Therefore, I want to urge you to begin to think of courses and programs that will tailor towards the developing the resources of our land. We're not a poor nation. What is poor is our human capital. And may you now take this as a challenge to think about vocational courses and skill acquisition courses that will make young graduates not depend on federal government and state government for job or white-collar job, but they can be their own boss through creation of wealth. This is the challenge I give you this day.
The Edo State Governor, Adams Oshomole, has increased the salaries of health workers in the state by 5%. The governor, who made the pronouncement when members of the Joint Health Workers Union visited the government house in Benin City, said though the state capacity to pay salaries has not increased, the government decided on this because of the harsh economic realities.
Having regard to the cost of living, every item is going up. So in recognition of that, rather than as a reflection of ability to pay, and ability has not improved, it has declined for them. But my will and commitment has not diminished, and by the special grace of God, it will not diminish. So based on that, this is another consideration. We will up your pay by 5% across all the health sector workers, whether they are lab technicians, they are nurses, they are midwife, medical and health, laboratory, you know yourselves. And I've directed the Accountant General to have those reflected in your salary. I'm not sure they can do so now in March because they are already preparing the documents, but obviously from your April salary, they will definitely be reflected.
Our members will show more commitment to the healthcare delivery so that the Edo people will be happy seeing an enthusiastic healthcare provider under your leadership. And we will also continue to tell the story. The governor has motivated us, he has always been there for us, and will continue to do what we need to do.
When news across Nigeria returns, Labour is ready for a showdown with the Kaduna State government over its new workers' verification exercise. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.